Hello, hi. Hi, everyone. The fact that you took the time to come here today on a Saturday afternoon to hear me, because I flew all the way from Singapore today just to talk to you, and after I go back already. Okay? The fact that you came, tell me that you people are people of tremendous foresight. Okay, never mind. Okay, I'll show you what I mean, right? That you are a man of tremendous foresight. That's why you're here. Now, as I know, somebody after me is going to speak about the transportation-oriented development. So I'm not going to try. I'm trying to stay away from this transportation thing, because somebody else is going to tell you how good it is. And honestly speaking, even without me or someone else saying to you that this KL Sentral is a fantastic location, to me, it is basically a no-brainer. I repeat, why I say it's a no-brainer. When I say no-brainer, it means that if you, it's a no-brainer why you should invest. And if you don't invest, you got no brain, or something like that. Okay? I'm just joking. A quick introduction of myself. That's me. You can see that's Channel News Asia. I'm an analyst as well. I have played major roles like Group Director, Chief Officer of public listed companies. I also have helped many companies become more successful in the area of development. As you can see, I'm an analyst as well. So I hope that I am able to share my analysis with you. At the end of the day, you make your own decision and you decide for yourself whether what I say makes sense or not. Okay or not? Okay? All right? Very quickly. Then, of course, this is me in your Chinese newspaper. I'm Singaporean, by the way. Right? This is me in your Chinese newspaper previously, and me speaking in the Malaysian MAREC, Malaysian Annual Real Estate Convention. Me on the cover of this magazine that went on to become the bestseller, and I was the only person in this region that was invited to speak in the US, in Las Vegas, right, to share my knowledge of the real estate market in the region. So without further ado, right, this is generally a summary of me in a nutshell. Right? Okay, let's move on. I hope that gives you a bit of idea. All right? And I hope you believe that what I'm about to say to you is built on many years of experience. I may look young. I better qualify myself first, because some people look at me, you got 後生仔, you know so much, man. I'm 51 years old. Okay? So don't think I am young. I look young only. I'm 51. I've been in the real estate industry for 26 years. Okay? I have also invested properties myself, and since 1997, after the Asian financial crisis, up to today, I've not lost a single cent in real estate. Some of you say, because you didn't buy, ma. Yeah. Okay, never mind. Let's move on. Now, a lot of people say, I'm going to share with you some major points. Now, actually, it's 8 points here. There's a bonus point here. But before we go into that, why I share all this with you, even though I'm supposed to talk about KL Sentral, because I think ultimately it is important for you to ask yourself, okay, for you to know the important elements, the important factors to help you determine, help you invest more wisely. The truth is, as I've said earlier, I've not lost a single cent in real estate investment. How many of you also want to be like that? Can I see a show of hand? Good, all right? So turn to the person next to you and say, you better do what he asks you to do. Okay, now, a lot of people say it's location, location, location. Now, I'm not against that, right? Later on, in fact, you'll understand why I think KL Sentral is such a wonderful location. Now, please understand, today I came to speak out of love. Really, okay? I'm not paid a single cent to speak to you. I did it because I believe in the product, I love the product, and I think you should know what I know. Fair or not? Right? And if I say that to you, it's honest to goodness, okay? Right? I am doing this for you. Oh. Okay, anyway. Now, these are some of the points. For you to quickly just take a picture, I'm just going to go straight into the major elements. But there are a few elements I want you to look at. One is this, timing. Timing is very, very crucial. And I want to show you that investing in property in Malaysia today is the right timing. Property investment is not so much about location, though location is important, but timing is very important. Now, prices don't always go up. Bear in mind, when I say this, I also will show you what I mean later on. But investing in the right time, at the right place, it will go up, okay? But if you invest wrongly, it may not go up. Do you understand? Some people will say to you, buying property always go up. Not necessarily true. I'm sure you've heard of people who bought property, the price never go up one, right? Because they buy something that nobody wants. Anyway, let's move on. Third, be in line with your government. So when you invest, be in line with the government. Why I say that, I'm going to show you in a while as well. Invest where there's a strong master plan. Now, you can always invest in like somewhere in some a residential area, and then there's one new condominium just come out in the middle of that road. But unfortunately, sometimes that is not properly planned into the community. Okay? And then at the end of the day, you don't have all the supporting amenities, you don't have all the supporting stuff to help your property price go up. Are you all with me? I believe the fact that you are all seated here is because you want to know why you should invest in KL Sentral. You want to know how to invest wisely so that you will not lose money. True or false? That's why you took the time, leave your home today and came here on Saturday to listen to a clown like me. Okay? Anyway, let's move on. Invest in beauty. Trust me, you see something beautiful, you must invest. Because there is, as they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And then when people fall in love with something, there is no price one. True or false? Right? So you must always invest in something that people fall in love with one. Are you all following me? Okay? Okay, quick one. Consider the worst case scenario. This is some bonus. Some people like to buy property and overgear. Are you with me? Right? They overgear. They always buy property thinking that they're going to get full rental, 24 months. They're thinking that they're going to buy property, their prices will always go up, economy will always be rosy. No. You must always think of the worst case scenario. What do I mean by that? If you invest in something, even in the worst case scenario, you can't rent. Even in the worst case scenario, for whatever happened, the property is in a good location. Right? The economy may be bad. But in the worst case scenario, you still can service this loan. Then you won't be forced in the end to sell this property at a loss. Are you following me? Right? Because if you can hold, that's the best. If you can hold on to your property, you will never lose money. Regardless of the time. Are you following me? Okay? So understand this, and then when you invest, never look back. What do I mean by never look back? A lot of people tend to want to buy something. And then they ask people, last time, your seller want to sell to me. Last time, how much he bought? Oh, he bought at 600 per square foot. Walao. He buy at 600, how I buy now at 1,000. Walao. Sim tiano, sam tong, you know. Walao, hati sakit, no. How to get? But you see, people who think like this will always end up buying higher. Because they will miss, when it's $100 higher, they'll say, walao. Then after that, move up already, then go up another 200 higher, walao again. Understand the fundamental on the investment. Understand the fundamental. Understand all the factors that will affect a property price. And then if you have all the necessary points and the factors and the elements point to a good product and that the price will go up, then don't walao anymore already. Because when you buy property, listen very carefully, you don't sell in the past, you sell in the future. You don't buy a property and sell in the past. So the past doesn't matter anymore. In fact, you should worry if every time you buy a property, in the past is more expensive, now you buy cheaper, also worry. True or false? Are you with me? Means it's not moving, it's not growing. Is it clear? So never look back, okay? Don't consult your entire village. When you see something, Well, now this is how I invest. When I go to a place, I analyze. Got 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. Oh. Everything says this one can buy. After that, when you know can buy, your hunch say can buy, your logic say can buy, don't call the mother, father, son, and daughter. Hello, you think can buy or not? You call 10 people, 9 will tell you, man leh. And then when you don't get the affirmation, well, now you sian jipua. Though you think that it's a good buy. So a lot of people actually miss the boat because they don't trust their own knowledge. They don't trust their own hunch. They don't follow their own feelings. Now, I'm not just saying going by emotion, but you must know the logic behind, the reasons behind why you want to buy something and make an investment. Do I make sense to you so far? All my points, do I make sense? Okay, let's move on. So, it used to be location, but right now it's timing. And I want to share with you why right now is a good time to buy property in Malaysia. Firstly, I want to show you a difference between an emerging market, this is an emerging market, and then a developed market. Actually, this is Singapore's property price index. If you look at Singapore's property price index, if you had bought anything before it became recognized as a developed nation, you would have made money, okay, because it was emerging. But after it is developed or mature, there is no guarantee that the price will keep going up. Why? You will see the reason very, very quickly, right? But never mind, going back to this, you will notice that if you had bought property anytime from 1976 in Singapore, all the way before 1997, where Singapore was recognized as a developed nation, you will surely make money when it becomes developed. True or false? Are you all with me? Right? It's almost like buying like right now, he is emerging. Right? So I invest in him to grow another 50 cm. Sure make money one. Right? But now I buy him hoping that he'll grow 1 more cm. Okay? Maybe he'll shrink some more. Okay? Are you all with me or not? Right? Okay, let's move on. So when you're developed, when is the time to buy? For developed nation. The developed nation not say cannot buy, but normally you buy after economic crisis. Hello? Make sense or not? Okay, good. Okay, right? So, this is applicable both on a global and as well as a local sense. What do I mean by local? Now, if you look at KLCC, right, at its peak, when it is fully mature, that means KLCC is mature already, hardly got any more space to grow. You know where I'm coming from? That means it's like a 50-year-old ape already. Hardly got any more space to grow. If you buy at the wrong time, chances are you may not make money. Agree or disagree? In fact, from 2013, I remember, I'm very familiar with the market here. From 2013, after the government's budget, in 2013, you all had a budget. Okay, everybody was talking about that budget, the budget. After that budget, your market went down and then never really rise. In KLCC, never rise again. Slowly, but hardly, cannot hit back the same kind of numbers as it was in 2013. Are you all with me? Okay? But meanwhile, in other areas of KL, in other areas of Selangor and KL, there were other emerging towns, like Cheras and Puchong, for example, and KL Sentral, rise, and then people started making money. So you see, it's not always about location. Have I proven myself to you? If you had bought the best location at the wrong time, it doesn't mean you'll make money. It's about the right location at the right time. Okay, so you see this. Now I want to show you, this is Australia Property Price Index. Does it keep going up? Remember, just like I said, it doesn't always keep going up. All right? But that means it's relatively up and down. Why? If you understand, because we are part of economic cycles. Advancement in construction, land is not as scarce as people think. Most people's real income don't grow that fast. Okay, back to this. So you do know that real estate values, real estate price is actually part of an economic cycle. Up and down, up and down. Now, what about Malaysia? I want to show you something here. Okay? Notice this is your Malaysian housing price index. Quite interesting, huh? This is 1997. Come down, financial crisis. There was a boom, in Malaysian real estate market. Price index went up here in about year 2000 before the dot-com. Before the dot-com bubble. Then after that came down. This is from your Central Bank of Malaysia, Bank Negara. Right? Not I anyhow put one. After that, you notice what happened to your real estate market? Relatively flat. Relatively flat. And what is even more interesting is this. In 2001, 2008, 2007, we had what we call the banking crisis. True or false? Lehman Brothers and all that stuff. Yet, look, Malaysia's real estate market was hardly affected. Why? Because Malaysia's real estate market is also affected by certain other elements. And we all know about those elements, right? We all know that you may have some, for example, 3 planes disappear, So people wonder where are those planes, I don't know how come 3 planes disappear will affect property price, okay? Or confidence, whatever it is anyway. But it did affect because Chinese people's sentiments weren't very, very good, that kind of thing, right? So 3 planes disappear. But then you also have other self-imposed issues and so on and so forth. Now, yet you survived that. You survived the banking crisis. You survived all of those. You went through that, and it's still very, very flat, more or less. What does that tell you? That Malaysia still have a chance to grow or no more? Still have massive, massive opportunity for property prices to grow. That is why, even for myself, I love Malaysia. I'm Singaporean, by the way. In fact, Singaporeans don't like me. Because every day in Singapore, I start to tell people, Singapore cannot buy, cannot invest. I gila one, right? So Singapore agents don't like me. Every time I go around telling people cannot buy. Okay, but I like to speak the truth, what? Yes. Okay. This property price index is from your Bank Negara, and I got it from, trading economic. Certain areas shut up. Certain areas come down, so you got it very flat. That's why, as I mentioned, KLCC actually did not move much. In fact, it came down and then remained low. It remained lower than what it really was in the past. But if you were to take, remember that I said, if you were to take some of those micro areas, like Cheras, Puchong, and some other places, they went up. Right? Are you all with me or not? 100%. Yes. Not only did they go up, they have come to a point where they are a bit overpopulated, like very mature already. In a short time, Puchong became like really jammed, overcrowded, and so on and so forth. True or false? Same thing happened to places like Cheras. Okay? Now, let's go back to this. So you understand, this one is national average. The property price index is a national average. Okay? Now let's move on. Why invest with the government? I always tell people in Singapore, don't be stupid. The Singapore government has been trying to bring property prices down. It's very, very clear because our Singapore government find that it's too high. I am a property investor. Why would I go and challenge my government and say, no, I think I know better than them. They can't affect me. Anyway, back to this. No, but it's true, it's true. The government, the Monetary Authority of Singapore, everybody has been constantly saying that the Ministry of Housing keeps saying the prices are too high, too high, too high, but nobody wants to listen. So they impose one measure after another, one measure after another, one measure after another. I'm not silly, I don't go against them. I know they are more powerful than me. I know they have more money than me. I know they have more influence than me. For example, if today I want to go into a business, if the government wants you to go into education, they incentivize you for teaching. So at the end of the day, you get to earn a lot of money from students. That's why I'm in teaching, you see. You get to learn a lot of money from students. And the best part is the government is paying for it. So a smart thing is to go along with the government. Then you make money because they pay for it. Are you with me? Right? They incentivize. But if you go against the government, what will they do? They penalize. They put together higher taxes. They make it more difficult for you to get this product. Do I make sense to you? So do I make sense that when you invest, you should flow with the government? Yes or no? Okay, good. Right? Now, let's go to this. So now I'm going to give you 4 points why I personally think, because I don't want to touch on the transit thing and all that stuff, because that one is really no-brainer, hands down. There is no other region, no other town, no other center in the whole of KL, Selangor, or whatever, where there is this fully integrated transportation hub, the way KL Sentral has. True or false? No-brainer one. That's no-brainer. It straight away it will show you that there will be a lot of reason why the properties here are in demand, both from foreigners and locals. Anyway, so firstly, KL Sentral with the train station, the transportation hub, and all this stuff, one major point that I want to highlight to all of you is not just driven by a private organization. It is also driven by the government initiative. So you have a private organization together with government initiative and support. You have a win-win situation. Now, I can't say the same for every location in KL or Selangor. But this particular location, I can stand up here and tell you openly that, hey, you know what? From day one, KL Sentral was the initiative of your government. True or false? Hello? So you are going in line with your government, and that falls within one of the reasons, one of my guidelines to invest in a property. And also one of the reasons why I have always, or in the last few years, really like Malaysia property is because also of government support, which came from another government, which was the Chinese government. So in KL Sentral, you have the support of your local government and you have the support of the Chinese government in general for the whole of Malaysia. True or false? All right. So it's win-win. So you have the best of both worlds, right? Now, some of you cannot see this. In my opinion, if you look at KL Sentral, so my first point is because it's supported, is a government initiative in line with one of my guidelines. Number two, location is also important, especially in the with the right timing. You see, with the government initiative, KL Sentral became a city within a city. That means it is the hub's hub, the city. So a city means is the where the city is supposed to be is the best place of the city. You know where I'm coming from, okay? The city of the city. Now, so when you look at this, I went through, I look at every map, every train map, whatever map, whichever person posts up, whichever company posts up, you will always find that KL Sentral is highlighted. Huh? It's part of your system. The fact that KL Sentral is right in the middle of, not like Orchard, like Marina Bay Financial Center. Like Orchard Marina Bay Financial. So this, you see, just because Singapore had a Shenton Way, But today, Singapore did move away from Shenton Way and have a Marina Bay Financial Center. So you had a KLCC, then from KLCC you had the KL Sentral. Now, honestly speaking, this is one major point for me. Because why? If you look at this, it's quite obvious what the government thinks, what they see KL Sentral as. It's right there in the middle, okay? It is therefore the most accessible location in the whole of KL. The most accessible. True or false? No-brainer. Again, no-brainer. Right? Number one, most accessible. Number two, actually, if you look at its location, from where it is, going to Cheras, going to Puchong, it's actually nearer. Hello? True or false? So it's even more central, in my opinion, right? It's even more central. Well, you don't need me, no, don't need my opinion. But if you look at this train map, where you can find everywhere else, it's highlighted for you to see that this is KL Sentral. And then Kuala Lumpur here, kecil one, small. Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, I know, station lah. Small one, not the name, small. Right? Yeah. You know, this one is Pisang Raja. This one is small Pisang. Okay, anyway. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let me continue, right? Yet at the same time, because I come to KL every week for your information. So KL Sentral is a location that I come to very, very regularly. And a lot of times Personally, I reflect on my own traveling time because sometimes I want to go to the airport, you know. I need to rush to go to the KL Sentral, take my train, you know, want to rush to the airport and things like this. I find literally during even that rush hour, like after 5, going to KL Sentral was quite easy for me most of the time. I still make it in time and then I still get to the airport in time. In fact, I find that safer than to take a vehicle straight to the airport. Sekali kena traffic jam. Some accident, habis lah. Got to book another plane. True or false? Now, when you put all these things together, guys, listen. I'm telling you the fact. I don't get anything from telling you all this. Serious, okay? God is my witness. But I feel that you need to know. It's really no-brainer, okay? At the end of the day, there's less traffic congestion than KLCC, Puchong, or Cheras. No, it's true from my own experience. True? Yes. That's why I say you're a man of tremendous foresight. Yeah, true. Are you all with me? Right? Are you all with me? So literally, I'm not wrong here. So fantastic location. So we all agree, government support, right? Very strong here in KL Sentral. True or false? Right? And then, of course, MRCB is also a government-listed company, right? Okay, so you have strong government support. Number 2, you have a fantastic location. Best, most accessible, and least jam compared to Puchong, KLCC, and Cheras. But I can tell you now my third reason why you should invest in a residential property here. You die, close eyes. Later, when I finish my talk, quickly run. Don't take 1, take 3, okay? Or maybe even more, right? Why I say that? Because if you understand where I'm coming from, think about it for a moment. I love good master plan. Remember that I said master plan, right? You know what's the problem with, sorry, I speak here quietly, but you don't go and tell the fellas from Iskandar, okay? What's the problem with over there? I explain a little bit for you. A lot of big hoo-ha, but no action. You don't have Maybank going into Iskandar, the Medini. You don't have this, you don't have that involved. You know, as much as you want to, there's very little commercial activity. I tell you from my own experience, let me explain to you why Iskandar is struggling right now. But it will slowly catch up. Generally, whole of Malaysia will catch up. But let me explain to you why it's struggling right now. They have too many residential properties for too little commercial. I repeat one more time. Too many residential property for too little commercial activities or properties in Madini. This is a good example. This is a very good example. Now, if I go there for what? No job, no work, no business. I go there for what? For fun, right? Now, everywhere you go to, if it's a prime location, you will see that people go there for work first, business first. Even the Chinese who migrated to Malaysia, right, or migrated to Singapore, or in the many years ago, and the Indians who came, they were the reason, when they come, because there were work. Commerce. There was business. And from this commerce, there's trade. Then you have finance. One of the amazing things is that the entire KL Sentral has got so much more commercial properties than residential properties. A lot more. And from what I heard from the staff from MRCB, this is actually the last residential property with a few units left. I tell you, today you don't do something, your mother will get angry. Wow, how come I give birth to a son so stupid one? Oh, the facts so clear. Walao eh. Oh, my daughter so dumb, you know. Think about what I just said. No, think about what I just said. Everybody gathers here. You have the KLIA Express. You have the transportation hub. You have everything going on here. You have a lot of major MNCs here. No need me to say. You know they are here. A lot of huge MNCs here. You have a lot of expatriates coming here. Unless there's nothing left to buy here, why would you look elsewhere? This is my third point. Right? I'm going to share. I feel that these are 4 or 5 very important points for you to make the right decision. Next, I'm sharing this from Jones Lang LaSalle, their report. Look at the limited number of residential stock. Hello? Hello? Woohoo! You got eyes, right? You can see, right? You believe me, right? You're going to do something, right? Okay, smart. Right? Look at the residential stock. Are you with me? Anybody would know if you want to buy something, you buy something that's rare. You want to buy things that are rare, not something that's common. Not that there's a lot. And then later on, when you want to put it in the market, there's very few sellers, but many buyers. No, total number of residential units. Yeah, total number of, in the stock, in 2017. Of course, there are more, but I'm talking about available stock. This stock, Okay, let's move on. And is it a surprise? That capital appreciation here is even better than most of the other places? Again, this is from Jones Lang LaSalle. So not I say one, they say one. Anything wrong, go and look for them. Okay. No, but they cannot anyhow say one. This is from their research. Okay. This is from Jones Lang LaSalle Research and Consultancy Report. More telling is this, rental yield, the growth. See what's happening to look at the growth. Look at the growth element. But would you be surprised? No, it shouldn't be surprised. Why would you be surprised if you know anything about investment? It's a no-brainer. Great location. How many development in the entire KL, Klang, Selangor, whatever you call it, you put it all together. How many of them are sitting right on top of a direct rail to the airport? Why would you be surprised? And of course, some of these are trivial. I don't even want to touch on it because you would know. Like, for example, multimedia super corridor, all this standard lah. Right? Everybody claims to have it. They don't know what I'm talking about. But you must realize when you compound all of this together, to me, the important point, just now we mentioned, the train, it's very important. But for me, I saw a few other factors. Number one is a government-initiated project with very, very strong support. It's not talk only, the train station is here. Number two, right, just now I mentioned, the location is fantastic. Number three, I mentioned the fact that there are so many more commercial units versus residential unit is really a no-brainer. Because the demand for people who are working here, be it expatriates who are working here, to rent a unit here or buy a unit here is overwhelming. Hello? Do I make sense to all of you? In fact, I want to say this. After this, there's going to be another talk, right? But I fear for you. I fear for you. So, maybe after my talk, you straight away go and look for those MRCB people and quickly choose a unit. Because, okay, never mind. I also shouldn't do that. I'm just joking only. Right? But I fear for you. And finally, I leave you with this. My fifth point. KL Sentral has everything you'll find everywhere. Everywhere does not have everything KL Sentral has. Win liao lor, you like that say. But it's true. It has everything that you can find anywhere, right? But everywhere does not have everything KL Sentral has. Full stop. See, I want to deliver these 5 points to you. Hope that these 5 points is enough for you to understand why this is a fantastic development and investment. And I wish you all the best. I'm saying goodbye to you. I'm heading back to Singapore again. Thank you. Bye-bye.